Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, we're going to another spooky movie episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's scared of the water with me tonight?
I'm Tiffany Albertin, and that's all I got.
Hi, everybody. It's Kenneth Sanity, and here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
Jesus.
I'm Bill Tucker from A Gamer Looks at 40, and here's to getting my line stolen by Ken Sanity. Great. I don't have a backup, so thanks.
That's why I don't do it, guys.
And this is Mario from Bias Gaming, and Sierra will be joining us soon. But all I have to say is, I mean, it's not related quote, but when will I see the damn sailboat? Because, you know, Mallrats? Anybody?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yep, absolutely.
It's a schooner.
Very nice.
Schooner. Do you want chocolate covered pretzel, Sierra?
All right, and we are here talking about a movie that
Sierra's from Bias Gaming, too.
Yeah, everybody knows me as the bully, so what the fuck is a chocolate-covered pretzel?
You've seen Mallrats.
Oh, God.
All right, and we were talking about a movie I've never seen before. Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg, and came out in 1975. I'm surprised I've never seen this movie.
You haven't seen a lot of movies?
Yeah, no, I mean, that is completely fair.
Like a lot. You didn't tell me you didn't like horror movies.
I don't like horror movies.
Married.
Except, this is okay. This is an okay horror movie for me.
Yeah, I rated PG horror movie.
Hey, that's better. That's even better.
PG back in the day was different.
Yeah, I was
right.
shocked at the end of this when it said PG. I was like, wait a minute now. I mean, I guess.
Really take a child to see this? Your young child?
Some people I'm sure did.
That's how
Wait, hold on. We also got a little bit of side sack, too, from one of the lifeguards.
Did we really?
Yes, oh my God, he pointed it out today. And of course I had to sit there and be like, why were you looking there? Seriously, like, I'm just sitting there watching a movie. He's all, oh my God, side sack. And I'm like, what?
Okay, all I could think of was Billy Madison. You guys see that guy's balls? Yeah, they were weird looking.
Well, I mean, we got some... Okay, fine. I didn't see the side sack, but we got some pretty quality side boob, too.
I'm just going to say, if you wanted to see it, you had to really look. So let's just say he was really looking.
And Tiffany, what is your history with this movie?
Like many of the older movies I watched it with my dad, and I'm still question his reason behind letting me watch, even though it was PG. Like, he let me watch The Thing when I was 3 years old, so.
Yeah. So, Ken, is this another movie you watched way too young?
I remember the first time I watched this movie. I remember almost as well, like it was 7 o'clock this morning. I had never actually seen this movie before.
What? You're fired.
Wow.
You're fired, Keith.
Really?
It's one of those movies that is so ingrained in pop culture. I think my brain was just like, yeah, I've probably seen that. I'm sure I've seen that. Because I've seen the sequels. I remember seeing Jaws 3 in the dentist office, which is the most appropriate place to watch a Jaws movie.
Absolutely.
Why was it in the dentist's office?
Yo, my
This is
dentist
what
was
your teeth
kind
are
of
gonna
messed
look like if you don't
up,
brush them,
dude.
kid.
Like, my dentist had some problems. But,
It was in Wisconsin, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
That's
in...
fair.
Yep.
Wonder you have
So, shout out to my dentist. I'm not going to name him. I'm not going to throw him under the bus because I doubt he'd listen, but I know he's still alive somewhere. So, but yeah,
Thanks for the nightmares, you know.
never actually have seen this before. I was excited to watch this for the first time for the podcast.
I'm surprised. I did not expect that. I thought I'd be the only person that never seen this movie before.
Yeah, I had the same problem with Blair Witch, remember?
Oh, no, I don't
Not really.
Yes,
I don't remember a lot of the
that
episode.
either.
I just remember me complaining.
Yeah, when we did the Blair Witch Project episode, I was like, yeah, this was one that I thought I'd seen, but nope, just pop culture.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that one either.
Yeah, Ken, I mean, this is the kind of movie that I've seen, I feel like I've seen before, and I've seen it before, but hang on. Now I messed it all up because now we have to stitch this all together, and poor Mike has to do work. Long story short, I agree, Ken. Yes.
Bill, what is your history with this movie?
My history with this is I've seen this probably once or twice before. I don't remember the first time I've seen it, but I have seen this in the past. I suspect this was one of those famous Netflix rentals when Netflix sold, gave you DVDs. I'm sure this came in my mail in a little paper pouch.
I remember
And
that was so much fun.
they were fun. They were fun, and I remember loving it. And I didn't, and then I don't really think about it again. This movie has been so ingrained in the culture, like Ken said. It's very easy to see this without having seen it, and it's wonderful. I love this movie. I hope I'm not. I mean, there's 6 people on this show, so I'm sure there's one detractor, but I, for one, enjoy this movie quite a bit, and I was happy to watch it again last night.
Okay. And Mario.
So my history with movie is that I've never actually seen it. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've been to the Wax Museum stuff for it. I've seen Universal stuff for it, but I've never actually seen it. And with this movie, it's not bad. It's not my favorite, but I mean, I've seen better shark movies.
In 1975,
Are there better shark movies?
Deep Blue.
Very much, yes.
Not
Just-
in 1975.
No, I know, but
That's what
No,
the
I
shark
mean-
movie in 1975.
still think
Yeah.
it's a B shark movie.
At the time, I think that was like the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's iconic,
That
but it's not like great, but I get it.
at least it's
Shut
not
up.
Shark Show.
And Sierra, what is your history with this movie?
I've watched it when I was a kid before. I can't remember if it was my dad or my mom. All I know is that like once I got older, my aunt had the whole series, and I just remember watching it because I had nothing else to do. She wouldn't really let us watch TV except for just movies of what she had, and that's it. So I watched everything in there twice. It's just nostalgic for me. I just loved watching it again and kind of making fun of certain things. That's what I love about going back into the old movies that I watched as a kid. I've watched a lot of old school movies because that's what my mom made us do. She liked those movies. We watched what she liked. So yeah.
I mean, this movie is like you guys are starting to say. I mean, this movie is such in the zeitgeist. Like, I knew certain things of it. Like, I knew scenes. Like, I knew that the line was going to come at one point. He's going to say, "We need a bigger boat."
I knew when.
Like, yes, you did. But I'm just like, so I completely get how some people have missed this, who have thought they've seen this movie but never have. Like, I just think that's impressive. Like, that this movie is so ingrained. The only reason I'm even doing this is because the poster told me to, that we bought a while ago, and I was like, oh, good idea. Finally watch the movie.
Man, I'm
Still
gonna try to.
haven't scratched another one off.
We will
I'm
now.
gonna try to remember to do that next time I get accused of any crime. I'm just gonna be like, man, the poster told me to do it.
I gotta say, I do appreciate how this movie starts off, where you have the credit just in the water, and like, it's simple, but I think it really works in conveying that, like, this movie is really a story of greed bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's just, I mean, there's the main villain of this story is not the giant shark monster. It's the mayor of the town.
Right?
And it's the mayor of the town in Capitalism. That is the main villain.
Yes.
In this movie. But before we move forward, and I really do want to go beat by beat, because I kind of want to go all film dorky on this, because there's so many great things this movie does. But I don't know if we have to talk about the director, Steven Spielberg. Hack that he is. I'm kidding. Of course he isn't. He's great. This was his first major movie. He had done 2 feature films before that of any note, Duel and then Sugarland Express, neither of which I've seen. This was kind of his breakout. And boy, oh boy, it's quite what a breakout it is.
I didn't realize how much this movie affects history, because this is the first summer blockbuster. This is the movie that launches that. Like, I did not realize all that or put 2 and 2 together until the internet told me.
And it went like toe to toe with some of the best horror movies. Chainsaw Massacre, I think, Exorcist.
Yes. Movies I don't want to see, yes.
There's a couple other ones, and this one beat them all. That's an animatronic shark. Beat out Exorcist.
What? This is probably a better movie than Exorcist, so hey.
Hey, you've never seen that. Exorcist.
I don't want to.
Well, you'll see it eventually. I'm sure it's on your poster.
I met
Mike.
Linda Blair. Does that count?
Oh, she was so
No.
Okay. I have met Linda Blair, actually.
She's
So.
so nice.
She's really short, too.
She is short.
So-
She like came to my shoulders and I'm 5'6".
But Mike, before we continue on this road, I need to ask, what is this movie about? And since we have the greats, and I do mean great, Sanity, Mr. Ken, what is this movie about, good sir?
Well, let me tell you what it's all about here.
All
Sheriff
right
Martin
then. Well,
Brody.
hey.
Sheriff Martin Brody has everything he could ever want: a loving family, a new job, and a big shark problem on the 4th of July. Despite the bodies beginning to pile up, the city refuses to close the beaches. With the help of a drunken shark hunter and a pre-shitty Richard Dreyfuss, Brody overcomes his fear of the ocean and takes a bite out of the shark that has taken a bite out of summer commerce.
That's so good. Again, I gotta do
That's
it.
good.
Well
You should
done.
do that for a living.
Really
You
good.
say that every time, and I can't. There's no living there.
I would absolutely, well, not a living, but I would absolutely listen to a podcast that was just that, like every week, just one of those. That'd be great. I would absolutely, like 4 minutes, like 2 minute summary. That's it.
But no, I mean, this is such, you are right, Bill. This is such a, like, movie junkie movie. Like, when I was paying attention to it because of you and Ken, like, I was just watching the way that they do the camera, like, the way this movie starts off. Everything's very calm. Like, it's shot at night. You have people just at a campfire smoking weed because it's the 70s. And they're smoking weed.
Okay.
100%.
It's the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay, while we're talking about smoking, I want to talk about this real quick. The biggest thing that pisses me off in movies is when you have people smoking cigarettes that obviously are not smokers. And this movie, unfortunately, has a lot of that.
But it was cool to smoke cigarettes back then.
Look, it's cool to smoke cigarettes now, too. Trust me, I'm cool as
Aw.
shit.
That makes two of us.
I guess.
Did this movie make you want to light up, Ken, while you're watching it?
No, it's not as bad as like a French New Wave film. Those are always horrible for it. But no, this one didn't. There were only a few.
See, I can't tell, but I do know what you're talking about. Like, I do know that, like, I've lived with smokers before, and I've heard enough about how you can tell when someone's not a smoker.
They just kind of, I don't think they even blew any smoke out there. Just like,
They blow the smoke out, but they just like kind of, suck on the end of the cigarette and then blow the smoke out immediately. There's no inhale. They're not getting the health benefits of the cigarette.
Enjoying it.
the health benefits.
They have not been transported to flavor country.
But it's just such a subtle opening of this movie. Like, you aren't introduced to any characters that you're going to know about. Like, you just see people having a good time, then somebody goes out for a swim. And I really am terrified of the ocean in general. Like, you will not catch me swimming in the ocean. Not very far, at least. Like, fuck that.
Nope.
I mean, it's understandable.
There's too many things out there that can kill me that are somewhere in that water. Like, no, I'm good. I'll stay.
I'm with you, Ken. Mike. There. I'm with you, Mike. I'm the same way. My history of water has been well documented on this show. But I don't want to be playing in a place where like fish live. Like, that's a place where fish live. Someone's home. I'm not gonna go traipsing around in someone's home. I don't need that. Lakes are the same thing. I have no interest in being in a lake. Why would I do that? That's a fish's home.
Just in like,
Yeah, you do.
And leeches. We have evolved past lakes and oceans. We have
we just
perfectly sterile pools. It's fine.
It just, it's just, it bothers me. Like, I would not be doing that. But then again, if you grow up in an area where you're near the ocean, I mean, maybe that's part of life. I mean, if you're
Kinda.
not in the cold north.
I grew up in San Diego by the beach a lot too. My thing is that if I can't touch the ground or I can't see my feet, I won't go any further.
That's fair.
And even then, it's just no. It still scares the crud out of me. I'll barely go. But even then, we even go to the part where there's no waves, like the lagoon in the Jaws too.
I grew up in northern New Jersey, and we going to the Jersey Shore at least 3 or 4 times a summer, and I still loathe the beach. I don't like it. I don't like sand. It's dirty. My brother loves the beach. He would live on the beach if he could. Me, not so much.
I don't like sand either. There's one part in this movie when that kid had sand all over his mouth, and I'm just like, ugh.
I was just saying the same thing when we were watching. It was all like, wipe his face off. It's gonna get in his nose, his eyes, everywhere.
I know, it's just coarse and it gets everywhere.
I was waiting for it. I mean, there's 6 people on this show today. Someone had to.
Oh, that was good. That was good, Ken.
It wasn't, but thank you.
It was.
Are we going to talk about, though, how that guy being drunk kind of saved his life?
Because he was too drunk to go in the water.
Sure did. Oh
Passed
boy.
out and saved his life.
Yep.
That's one
a lesson for you.
that saved a man's life.
Well, that's one for alcoholism.
Well, would the shark have eaten both people? Wouldn't one be enough?
You watched this movie, right?
Yeah, but he only killed one person.
If we're speaking logically, yes, one would be enough. But
Well, then he could have been the meal instead of the girl. Like,
he could have been an appetizer.
he was the snack.
I also feel like the way that they film her getting eaten, I mean, it would be a lot faster than that. I'm pretty sure you just get grabbed and go under it at the end of it. But it wouldn't have looked as cool on the movie screen.
And again, just
underwater.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, before we talk about that scene real quick, I wanted to just point out the poor sap at the party who brought his harmonica. Who's the guy who brought the harmonica? Could leave that at home. I mean, we have the guy playing the guitar. We have the guitar guy at the bonfire. We're good on musicians. This guy, hi, everybody. I brought my harmonica, got my kazoo, got a couple triangles. Hey, let's have a party.
You know,
I
fun
just
fact
didn't-
about that, though, that guy would actually go on to the lead harmonica player of Blues Traveler.
This can't be a real word. This can't be a real thing, sir. This has
No,
to be
it's not. It's not. But wouldn't it be fun?
You cannot detect Ken's sarcasm in
I
your
couldn't
sar-
know.
My sarcasm
I
meter's been off lately. I don't know.
No, I don't. Besides, how would he know that?
The internet?
Pretty sure he was just like referencing the character.
Oh. I got nothing.
I got nothing here. Continue.
Onward.
I'm going to say the first 6 minutes of this movie are some of the best 6 minutes in a film that I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Like that entire beach party all the way to the end of the kill. Like, Jesus. And do you notice how dark it was when they were shooting outside?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
You couldn't see anything.
back in the 70s where you shooting in dark and it was actually dark.
That-
Not
that-
just green.
That
Not
must
blue.
look lovely on like Blu-ray. Does anyone have this on Blu-ray where you can just like get those inky blacks and really just dive
Oh,
into
man.
it? I can't
Oh,
imagine.
it is so beautiful.
I frustratingly watched this on Google Play last night, and it kept the quality kept going in and out. It was like the internet was all messed up, and I was like, I hate this life. I need to buy more physical media. Damn it. Jaws I should own on physical media because I do adore this movie. Yeah, you're right, Ken. The setup of this is, and what I love about Jaws in general is that there is not a second wasted in this movie. Every shot, every scene, every line of dialogue has a purpose, and it is such an efficiently made movie. Love it for that.
My hot take is that I've never really been a fan of Steven Spielberg. Like, he's always been competent.
That literally hurt so bad.
Like, I like his movies.
I have to agree with Ken on that one. I do have to agree with Ken on that one.
My chest.
But I gotta tell you, with this one, I get it. I get the
Okay.
hype now.
Redeemed just tiny bit.
I would say Steven Spielberg is reliable.
Yeah.
He's not what I would call like an auteur director. I know, again, dunking on Steven Spielberg is kind of silly at this point, but I don't agree. I wouldn't say just competent. I would say he is reliable. He's going to make a well-made movie. It may not be good. It may not even be artful, even to a certain extent. And I think Steven Spielberg movies can be like products to a certain extent. But I think he's a respectable director, and he's solid.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie about this though. I kind of want to see his spoof movie that was at the beginning of Austin Powers Goldmember. I am not gonna lie. I kind of want to see that where Tom Cruise was Austin Powers and Gwyneth Paltrow was Dixie Normus. Kind of
Super
wanted to
intense.
see that he was supposed to be directing that movie.
I kind of love that. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I
He,
like his movies, but I haven't seen a lot.
he also did Ready Player One, though.
I haven't seen that, but I want to.
Oh,
My ear.
I do want to see that, actually. I know it's probably not good, but
I wanted to see it too because I enjoyed the book. I learned a lesson.
People.
oh no. No, Mike, you did not just say that Ready Player One is probably not good.
I don't know. I just heard the internet say it wasn't good. That's all. I don't know anything about it.
What? Screw the book. I love the movie more.
I just know it's on my list to get around to someday.
Better than Ender's Game compared to books.
That's not hard.
Ender's Game was written by a child predator, so of course it was.
Oh, you
Shit person too. So, well, I mean that part, yes, but even more so. There's more to it, but
Terrible.
we're not gonna get into.
So about that shark.
Yeah, chomp.
It's such a good opening scene watching the woman get murdered and just like the way they shoot it, where she's like begging for help.
Say that.
It's just done very well.
But
But
that lady murdered.
also, to me, it's different because it's an animal and not a person. It's just an animal trying to survive, and you're dinner or you're a snack. Like,
I mean, at some point, I think he does it just to piss people
well, the
off.
idea is that in real life, that if a shark kills something or a killer whale kills a human, they get a taste for man flesh. Is the idea?
That's not true.
Oh, they're an orc.
No, because they do it like accidental when they think that you're like the sea lion, so Isn't that the point of this, was that he was the specific man-eater, the rogue shark?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did say that, yeah.
Because he didn't let go when he found her. He's like, "Oh, you're not a seal, but you taste good."
I know he was still going because he bobbed her down a couple times, and then she was like thrashing around and stuff, which made me think of Ace Ventura when he's in the shark tank going back and forth. Comes
Oh, wow.
out.
That movie either.
Oh my god, that's.
I don't want to see that
I
movie.
don't
So
want to cover that, so it's stupid.
I haven't
Oh,
thought
it's
about that one in
Ventura.
a minute.
It's
thing.
great childhood movie that I grew up with watching every week.
and then
But
it's
get back to the shark.
after she's murdered, then you're brought to when you first meet Brody for the first time. And I do like how you're introduced to Brody and his family, and like they do little things which I did not catch till you two told me, where he doesn't know which phone is the right phone to use and which phone is the emergency phone. Like he's still new. They're showing that he's new to the house, and the idea that this guy is terrified of the water, yet he is living on an island. Yeah.
Ironically.
Well, I love the line that he has in here later in the movie. You know, it's only an island if you see it from the water.
I mean,
And I thought that was really cool.
yeah, that's not wrong.
No, that's kind of, I like that. I like his character. I don't know if I recognize the actor from anything else that I've seen,
I can't remember what he's.
but
main-
I like the character a lot in this.
Mhm.
Roy
Uh,
Schneider? Oh, it's Roy Schneider.
Who is it?
What was that?
Her phone.
Sorry, that's my text alert. Pikachu.
Oh,
Right.
I heard like a very slight "fuck you," and I'm like, what?
That is exactly what I heard as well. And I wasn't going to comment. I was just going to be like, all right, that's what we're doing on this show today. That's very funny. Exact same feeling.
See, now I can't edit it out like I was going to, by the way, guys. So thank you.
Nope.
Well, now
I
it
was
is funny.
there.
Sorry about that.
I have it on every show now. I just wait for someone to text me and have it go Pikachu.
I don't think I've seen any movies this actor is in besides this now.
Really?
My
I'm
phone
looking through he's got a lot, he's done a lot of movies, but I don't think
Like,
anything I've seen.
He has. French Connection is great.
Oh, he was in The Punisher
Yes.
with Thomas Jane. I have seen that.
Mike, of course.
Oh, yeah.
No idea who he is, but apparently he's in that
of
movie.
course.
It's a good movie.
The dad? No. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay, but I liked him in this. I thought he did a great job in this movie. Like he plays the character, I thought, well, like, you know, a guy who's just trying to uphold the law and then finds out real quick that we don't care if people die as long as we can sell things to them before they die. It's okay. I mean, it's not wrong, is it?
Yeah. No, like, I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, you know, man is the real villain. Yeah, okay, we get it. It's zombies too, end of the world stuff. I got it. But, like, I think people make too much out of that. Like, don't get it twisted. That shark is fucking people up
Yeah,
on purpose. He's a dick.
that shark. Look, and I know this is going to come from somebody who loves animals. I love animals. That shark's got to go. The shark's got to go. That's it. I'm sorry, shark. You got to go. That's what it is. I think
damn
it's
mess.
I think it's okay for us to just look at this. I was actually thinking about this last night after watching it. I'm like, I really hope. And again, people have their opinions, and that's fine. But I could see someone saying, you know, the shark is just acting as an animal, and you know, I kind of agree with you. I don't mind the shark just being the monster of the week. That's fine. I think it's fun, and I don't know. I've come around on the other side of that, where it's like I don't want people to tell me I can't enjoy watching a killer shark. I get it. I know sharks are generally peaceful. They're generally not going to mess with you. You're not going to get you're more chance of getting hit by lightning than getting by a shark. But
But it is fun. I mean, it is fun having having the shark as the villain. Like, I appreciate this movie more that it wasn't somebody killing them and it was a creature. Like, that was more fun, especially a real creature, essentially.
You can't really like argue with a shark or be like, you shouldn't be doing this.
No, it's just an animal.
Just imagine, don't you bite me.
Told you, but that would be me. Stop it! No.
It wouldn't be very long, but yeah.
It would. Let my leg go right now.
Like, yeah, I'll eat the rest of you quicker. And when they find the first body, I do like there's that little scene where he's like, oh, you know, where are your, you know, beach clothes sign? The guy's like, we don't have
We
them.
don't have those. Well, make some.
Because he had the right idea. A woman gets killed by a shark, you close the beaches, and then you figure it out. Like, you don't just leave them open.
Not on this island.
nope, not on this island. Not during 4th of July weekend. But and here's the other interesting thing about it too is there's obviously a right and wrong thing to do. Obviously, the right thing is to close the beach, but there's also something to be said about, this is 4th of July weekend. This is the only time of year this town makes any money. Like, this is literally what keep this town alive this year. If we close the beach and this is now Sharkville, although, to be fair, it didn't stop people from coming. I mean, probably more people
probably
came.
not coming back.
People would still come.
Definitely
They would say the shark isn't real. They would say that, why should we wear a mask to protect us from the shark? That's not real.
Going, I'm going to get attacked by a shark. Let's put some blood on me. See what happens.
I mean, there are idiots out there that say the shark is a lie. Propaganda.
Exactly.
It's
After
fake
COVID,
shark.
I learned that when they say run like the plague, no, people wouldn't. No, doesn't work that way. Or avoid it like the plague. No, they wouldn't
I was
avoid it.
like, run like the plague? Where did you get that from?
That's what you should do from a plague. Run, but
Well, I don't know
I've
if you
never
can
heard that before. Run like the.
I didn't either. But apparently, I made it up in my head, and
I
it
don't
sounded
know if you
accurate.
can run from
I don't
Well,
think
now
you
we're
can.
gonna make a new thing.
run like the plague.
Yes, because everyone knows how swiftly the plague. I don't know. I got nothing.
Plague.
If it was rats, you could run from the rat. The rats carry the plague. Does that count?
Yeah, there's an
Dishonored.
entire video game about that.
I know. Which I own
There's
both.
a video game about that?
Plague, plague. I don't know.
Oh,
what it's
yeah.
called Exactly.
Oh, right. I was thinking Dishonored. Do you think a plague?
No,
story?
Plague and Requiem Tale or something like that. Dishonored also. Something like
Okay.
that.
Say that later.
Okay, good. So
Anyways,
I don't know. I just liked it how upset the mayor gets about closing the beach, and just the way that he handles it, I think is really good.
well, you can kind of see in a way where his motivation for everything is there.
I kind of get it, yeah.
That's how I see it. Sorry.
Yeah, like he's not really being selfish. He is trying to
Help the town.
effectively
anyway.
save
Yes.
the town.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why it's interesting. And I did joke earlier that the mayor is the big villain and so is capitalism. But really, capitalism is the villain here.
Yeah.
That is the number one. However, you have a very good point. He's thinking of everybody else. Like, hey, this is going to be a serious problem. Our little shore town won't survive if we don't have a big 4th of July weekend. If we don't have tourists because this is now a shark buffet, we are doomed. Like, there's nothing we can do. Like, this is we are done.
Mom and pop shops probably closed down, kind of thing. It's what makes them through the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So it's
Exactly.
understandable why you don't want to close them down, but still at the same time, you have someone who died. So it's
Right.
like I can understand the impossible kind of decision he had to make there a little bit.
Like
Yep.
if they remade this movie, this would have been an election year, and they would have put a whole lot of emphasis on, oh, I got to get reelected. We're not closing the beach. Like back in the 70s, it's just, hey, man, people need money to live, to buy bread. Like that's a good enough reason to make a questionable decision.
Yep. And Alex, and to be perfectly fair, the mayor is basically saying to the chief, hey, let's make sure. Like, hey, let's not jump to conclusions here. Okay. There could have been a bunch of things that could have killed this person.
Take it with a grain of salt kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's
Even after, because the next scene is shortly after this is when the kid gets eaten, and he still is like, well, do we gotta close the beaches?
And it's the sheriff or whatever he is that gets slapped, not the mayor.
yeah.
I was like,
I
that's
mean,
not...
it's one kid.
she can have more.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's a dark
That's right,
scene the way they
yeah.
do it. Like all of a sudden, you just see like all the blood just shooting out, and in the water. Like it's done really well, I thought.
Great looking scene. Like the way
Yes.
they made that happen. Like I'm not here making light of children being eaten by sharks. All right. I have 3 kids, and like I understand that kids are important and they're good for the economy and whatnot.
But
But
also, these aren't real people, so
yeah, they're not real people. It's a movie. Like
It's a movie, so it's
take a breath, touch grass.
I don't know. I also think like the town meeting kind of pushes that narrative of how we don't really want to spend money, where they offer the 3,000 bounty, but then you have Quinn, this random fisherman that I was like, I put in my notes, you don't even know who he is. He's just there, and he's like, for 10 grand, I'll go get this shark.
But the $3,000 is from the kid's mom.
Yeah.
It wasn't even from the city?
No, it was from the kid's
No, it's
No,
What
it was,
the fuck?
it was a bounty. No, this was a bounty. This
Yeah,
was
it was
literally like an
bounty.
oldie time.
She
It was like
wants the shark. Sorry.
Well, I know,
No,
I
no, I'm
get
sorry.
it why
No,
she
but-
wants it, but as a mayor, you'd think you'd be like, oh, hey, I need to open the beaches up. We're losing money, so we'll pay somebody to take care of the problem, so then we can then get back to work.
Well, they don't have any money. It's not 4th of July yet.
Yeah. There's not much money in the coffers of I keep wanting to say Amityville, and it's not that. I know it's
Amity
not.
Island, so you're close.
Yeah.
Is it Amity Island?
It's
is.
Amity
Yes.
Island, yeah. It's
Okay.
Amity Island.
apparently not a real place somewhere off the coast of New England area.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like Boston.
no, they
New
shot it
England.
in Martha's Vineyard.
Is it?
And after this movie came out, that's when Martha's Vineyard experienced a population boom. So this movie's also made Martha's Vineyard a thing,
What is
Mhm.
Martha's Vineyard?
a place where rich people go to hang out.
Oh,
Yes,
so something I'll
it's
never
a-
know. Okay.
I've been to Martha's Vineyard. I was there as a tourist. We walked in there, we drove around in a circle, and we went back on the ferry. That is what we did because we, as a family, could not afford anything there. Yeah, it's it's kind of like the Hamptons of New England, basically.
Okay.
If you want to put it that way. It's a very, very beautiful, quaint town. It's on an island. It's very expensive.
When you said that, all I could think of is vacation. Hey, say hi to Big Ben again. And goes around. It goes out quick because you can't stay. Hi, bye.
Oh yeah, totally. It was literally one of those. We were like, let's not leave the car because I'm sure it's going to cost us $50 to park.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
just go.
to be $50.
Let's just go in a big circle. Ooh, isn't this pretty? Yeah, that was one of those
Sounds like
family
Vegas.
vacations. Yeah, right.
No, but they took my money easily.
$10. He won't ever
It wasn't
get over
$10,
that.
But
$10
But
for
may I
bottle water.
say,
oh yeah,
may I say one thing? The introduction of Quinn is probably one of my favorite introductions to a side character in movies. The introduction to him, it's all of these quibbling people. And again, if you live in a home or have like an apartment with an HOA or any sort of like neighborhood militia of politics, just quibbling people in a room aggravates me. And every time I'm in that situation, I just imagine, I pray somebody just nails in the chalkboard to get everyone's attention and just hits them with this beautiful monologue. I'll get your fish. I absolutely adore the introduction to Quinn. It's so unsettling and he's so out of place in that place, yet belongs there. Like he's the guy who's been there for 4 generations. A lot of these yokels moved here from Boston. He hates what this island's become, and he's the old salt that's going to bring this shark in. And I love Quinn so much in this movie for all of his warts. I still love him so much.
on $3,000 would be $16,500 in today's money.
That's a good chunk. That's a good chunk of money.
I love the fact that it's a bounty. That's so great.
I did not realize that. I thought the mayor was paying it.
No.
No,
That's ridiculous.
she wanted to see that shark killed. I mean, she's grieving. You know, that's I totally get it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it helps with her process of moving on. My thing is just if you get the shark, what are you going to do? Like bury the shark with the boy inside? That was just me.
I guess you cut it open because if the body's still there, you can bury the body at least.
Yeah.
I mean, people would, wouldn't they?
I wouldn't.
You bury the shark. You can bury the shark in the coffin.
Sorry, Mom, you're being digested.
You get a shark.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because depending, it could have been chewed up, so he's probably in pieces and probably unrecognizable. That's just, yeah. My morbid thinking of it.
Oh, and then you have a small scene that kind of is more, I think, to show you like what the shark can do, where you have these idiot fishermen with a tire and a chunk of meat and a hook just throwing it off a pier trying to hunt this giant shark. And I'm just like, how do they think this was going to go?
Or the people with the fishing poles they bought at Walmart.
Oh, God, when you see all the boats a little bit later, and they're
I
just
love
little,
that.
like, that was something else. But again, it completely fits that all these random people would come out. Well, I mean, for $16,500 in today's money, I get it. I completely get it.
They're not thinking about how it's going to work and everything. They're just trying to get that real quick. So no planning is put into it. Grab the stuff, try to get the shark.
Yeah, before we get to that section, though, I really love when this movie slows down a little bit, because there are moments when this movie slows down, and credits to Steven Spielberg for giving us a chance to actually spend some time with the characters and just not turn it into a slasher film. One of my favorite little moments is when the chief is sitting at the dinner table across from his son. And of course, this is after a little boy is brutally chomped to death by a shark. And he's having this moment with his son sitting at the dinner table, and the son is making the same hand motions as he is, like the concerned hand motions.
He's
That
like,
was
him.
Yeah, that was extraordinarily touching. I was like, that is some good work in our silly fun shark movie. That's some good stuff, Mr. S. I call him Mr. S now.
The mom's just sitting there watching them, kind of like, oh.
Is this the part where the other kid's in the boat and then he starts screaming at him? Or is that later?
That's later.
House
No, this is the part where sorry, go on.
And then the kid mimics what he's doing.
Okay. I don't remember this, but all right.
Oh my goodness, it's a good scene.
Because the dad's looking at him lovingly and in a way scared. So he's thinking of all the scenarios. What if this was my son? And the whole thing was, like he said, to have that intimate moment with the characters and stuff. I really think that what he said was right. It gave us more depth, and I would say more, how do you what?
Relation?
Yeah, relations with them and stuff. Oh, relations with them. That sounds so wrong.
And we mentioned this during the Beetlejuice episode. We mentioned this during the Beetlejuice episode. It's very rare to see a functional couple in movies. You don't see that very often.
True.
That is true.
They are a good couple. They're like, hey, what do you want? You want to get drunk and fool around later? Sure. I love the relationship between the chief and his wife. It's very endearing, and it's kind of rare when you see functional couples in movies.
Or in today's society to begin with. Yes.
Fair.
Should we talk about serendipity?
Yeah. We did. There's an episode on that.
Damn.
On my Christmas movie. On Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day.
Still like that movie.
No. Why? Okay, shark. All about that shark.
Hey, you started, not me.
All about that shark. Sorry.
I just, as we were talking about, I really like when all the fishermen show up. I just think that's just so cool to me. Because, I was expecting, oh, you fuckers are all dead. But that's not what happens. And I give the movie credit for not being that. Like you were saying, Bill, it's not a slasher film. They have all these moments of quiet. It isn't even until an hour into this movie when you first get your really good glimpse of the shark when they're out at sea. This movie, it takes its time and it works well. It works better because of that.
They use some real sharks in there. They take them underwater moving.
Oh.
So when you're down, underwater. And
okay.
That's real
cool.
Shark. You didn't notice that shark was a lot smaller than the one
No, I
supposed
didn't
to be.
Ken, what did you think of Hopper? Because I know you made a comment about Hooper. I don't know why I don't know. Hooper, whatever the fuck his name is. Richard Dreyfuss. I think you made a comment about him not being good in this movie.
No. He's shitty now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying this is his only.
Is he?
The actor is a bad person now. He says some
Close Encounters. Don't ruin that for me.
Sorry.
Wait, this is the shark guide, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the shark expert.
The guy who comes from the Oceanic Institute. I like him. I like him in this movie. I don't like him as a person. He was in a lot of movies that I used to like, or that I do like. And he said some horrible, awful things about certain people and how they live. So he can burn in hell. But here, he's very enjoyable. He's kind of a smarmy know-it-all.
Oh, okay. I found a little bit of what he said. All right. Not completely, but I'm trying to. Oh, yep. All right. So, yeah, he's a piece of shit.
When did he say this? I still have
2024.
Oh, well, come on now. That means you hate him in every other movie.
No. It just got to state the fact.
Okay.
Movie's still good. He does a good job of the acting. The character's good in this movie.
He has some good movies. Go ahead, shark. It's all about the shark.
No distractions. But I like it when he shows up. I think they did a good job, the way that he comes off as a city boy, how they're trying to portray him, and someone who doesn't understand that knows things, but at the same time didn't experience the shark hunting and the stupid bullshit way they do it later in this movie.
Yeah, he's a bookworm.
I still don't agree with the way they hunt the shark in this movie because I feel like that's not.
The shark is killing people.
No, I don't. I have no problem with that. Just wouldn't there be more effective ways and maybe have other people with you besides one little boat?
He wanted the $10,000 all to himself.
I was thinking something along the same thing because I was like, if you're going to go get a shark that's supposed to be killing people, wouldn't you have more qualified crew members instead of just one that didn't have experience in the sheriff that doesn't like water?
Well, he
literally.
But also, he makes a comment. He's I'll go by myself, and I want to be I watched this movie. You couldn't have done this by yourself, buddy.
You're the only one that dies on that boat.
So, how are you going to do this? I like how you also have him doing the autopsy where he's the one that notices that, like, yes, this is the kind of shark, this is the shark bite. So when you do have the scene a little bit later, or right after this, when the people show up with the tiger, with the smaller shark, and they're like, yeah, we got the shark. And I want to be like, aren't you guys like supposed to like verify like this is the same, like something, not just be like, yeah, we got it.
No, because we got to get people to the beach. We need to, this is perfect. These drunken yahoos and their little dinghy that's overloaded with people, they got the giant person killing shark. Like, they are the ones. Hooray, our heroes. Let's open the beach.
But the story about the little boy gets pushed back.
But couldn't you put a net out that would stop a shark or something? Like, I'm assuming we have things nowadays that you could put out in the water.
Yeah.
My dudes were going out there with dynamite.
I mean, they did that.
Hold on. When they were chumming the water, he's throwing out little dynamite sticks and everything. I was just like, he's going to hit somebody. It would be actually threw it back and it hit another one of the boats.
Oh, how great would that have been? That would have been so good.
It'll switch it up from the shark to being the people hunt.
It's one of those where you're now rooting for the shark, and they're all departing like in a giant mass of humanity. Hey, we're all gonna go in the same direction towards what we think the shark is. I'm just like, let's go, shark. Let's turn this into Sharknado and just let's go. Let's go.
And I mean, that's what you would have. And we talked about the small scene where the grieving mother slaps him in the face.
Yeah.
Should have slapped the mayor, but
yeah, it wasn't even his fault. He tried.
But I guess blame the police instead of blaming the mayor. You can't blame the politician, right?
Why not? I'd rather slap the politician.
One thing I do want to touch on before we get too far away from it is going on the more humanizing aspects of the movie here and how it takes the time. When Hooper is looking at the remains, you see him desperately trying not to throw up in front of the sheriff.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is trying so fucking hard to not lose it. And it's a small thing. It's a very small choice that was made that completely humanizes him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. And yeah, that could have been an actor thing, but that could also have been a, Spielberg thing. And knowing the movies that he does and the amounts of humanity that he brings to the most wacky situations, with the exception of Ready Player One, this is something that will go on to become a hallmark of having, characters that feel realistic, that feel lived in his movies. Just with little things like that all over the place. I love it.
Yep, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I felt like I should say something.
Aye.
And I put in my notes dinner. I think this is another scene just showing more of like, you start to see like the stress between the sheriff and his wife and the family. I think that's the part where the kid he's got the boat and is sitting in the water and he starts screaming at him.
Yeah, the wife doesn't jump in until she sees the book.
Yeah, that was funny. She's like, wait a second, get out of the water, Jimmy! Whatever his name is. But
Isn't that Clea Duvall also, or no? Or am I imagining it? She looks so familiar, the wife.
Say that again?
I think we're trying to figure it out. Hold on.
It was
Play
so
the wife
funny.
again. Because she looks so familiar. I can't remember where she was from.
Oh, the actress.
yes.
No?
Lorraine Gray.
Damn it. I don't know why. I kept thinking of The Shining. I don't know why. Just with
Oh, it's definitely not Shelley Duvall.
No, nowhere near.
Even
Even
this woman was-
for this movie. I'm sorry.
She's a TV actor. She was in Nothing I Know Of and stopped acting in the 70s. Well,
No,
yeah.
but just her reaction to the book just what got me, because I was falling asleep. All I heard was all you see is look up after the chief going, come out of the water. And she's no, the sun's fine. Looks at the book. You guys get out of the water. Get your ass out of the water now. I'm like, man, I know that feeling. All right.
apparently she was in Jaws 1, Jaws 2, and Jaws the Revenge.
So she's only in the Jaws movies?
She did a couple others, but
Okay.
not much. And then a bunch of TV.
Oh.
Just random episodes. And then she quit acting in the 70s. Came back in 87 for one role, I guess, and that was it. Oh, 87 was Jaws the Revenge, and then she was done acting. They probably paid her a lot of money to come back because she was retired. So, okay. There's your fun fact.
Really early.
The more you know.
And then I do like when they talk about doing the autopsy on the shark. He's like, we can cut it open to see if it's is it the right shark? And he's like, you ain't doing that.
Not right now.
I mean, I get it. Like, take it down, take it to a private area, then cut it open.
I agreed with not doing it right then and there.
But he didn't want to do it all because he didn't want the truth. And this is when they do it, they find out, and then when I do think one of the like really horror moments in this movie is when they do go out at night with Hooper and the sheriff, I think that's a good scene when they find that boat and then he swims down, but he has the shark tooth, but then he gets scared and drops it, so then he has no evidence of what they're hunting. I thought that was really good. And it's also creepy when that face pops out.
Yeah.
It got me. It got me.
Me too.
I was like, "Bah!" It gave me a little start. It was a good one. I jumped too. I completely forgot about it.
It got me too. It's enough, but I just appreciate the fact that he does drop the tooth because he gets scared, and it's also good character development showing that he's not prepared for what they're doing. And I was thinking, like, but that's never referenced again. Like, you think someone would have been concerned, like, yeah, you know, Bobby went out there to go fishing, and Bobby's dead in his boat. But I was like, who cares about Bobby?
And he didn't decide to report it.
Like, no, like, should we tow the boat back with Bobby in the bottom? Like, no, well, he's okay. He went fishing. He died doing what he loved, fishing.
He ate with a shark.
But it's also, like, foreshadowing because you see that there's a hole in the bottom of the boat where the shark had broke the boat. Do sharks do that in real life?
Oh yeah, they can.
Okay.
Not like that, though, do they? Maybe? I don't know.
I don't think everybody had a personal experience.
I hope not.
God, no. I don't know.
I don't like water that much. I'm not, I ain't going nowhere near ocean. Nope. I terrified of sharks and stuff like that.
Oh,
Nope.
shark.
Everything.
You go swimming?
Yeah, but not in. You haven't seen me go swimming in an ocean, have you?
No, he put his toe in it.
In Lake Michigan, that wasn't an ocean. Oh yeah, no, I did do that. Yeah, you're right. I touched Boston. That was enough. I don't need to go. I don't go swim in the water.
And it
Crazy?
wasn't even the ocean. It was like a little bay.
Still, I ain't going swimming. Things in there can kill you. I'll stay on the land.
He was like, it's connected to the ocean. Well, okay.
I don't like oceans. Don't see me go on a boat in the ocean.
That means we can never go on a cruise?
That's on the oceon.
Okay.
That means you can never eat cake by the ocean.
Well,
I can eat. When I was in Boston, I ate clam
Very
chowder
good.
in multiple places. One was in Salem, on the ocean, right next to the ocean. I was fine.
that was on ocean. That was the bay.
yeah, whatever. Close enough.
It doesn't count.
The ocean was nearby.
Not in Salem. It was.
But I would be upset too if that's the reason why we can never go on a cruise is because you don't want to be on the ocein.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll
I'm
go
scared.
on a cruise together, okay?
I also don't want to spend the money. There's that too. But, yeah.
Yes, let's go.
I
mean,
I got someone to go on a
too.
cruise with me.
And then I think it's another good scene to kind of like slow things down, like you were talking about, Bill, where when they're back in land and you have where the mayor sees the graffiti on the sign, he doesn't care that they found the shark tooth. He's just upset about the graffiti because it's going to scare away people.
It's gonna scare away people. He doesn't want to be associated with the shark. And again, yeah, I don't blame you.
Oh, but man, that scene when the mayor is convincing whoever the hell that guy is to go in the water, it's fine, it's safe, go in the water. And the fear on that guy's face as he brings his kids in the water is so well done and like believable.
I just put on some suntan lotion
I
and
can't go in the water yet.
I wonder I kind of wonder what that relationship between the mayor and that guy was. So clearly he knew that guy, and the mayor must have looked around and said, "Where's the most gullible person I know? I know a lot of people on this island. Where's old dumb Hank? Oh, there he is. Hey, let me see if I can get old dumb Hank to get in there. Hey, dumb Hank, can you go in the water, the shark-infested waters, please? It's fine." Good old dumb Hank does it.
Pretty much.
I don't know if the guy's name is Hank. I'm just gonna call him Hank. He's dumb Hank now.
That's fine.
He's
But
now forever known as Hank.
it's just like
Fucking dumb Hank.
Dumb Hank.
I was wondering
Starts
if that
it
was a
all.
guy that we saw earlier that was somehow involved with the mayor, but I don't.
Just dumb Hank. Just dumb Hank.
I like that, but
That's it.
it was just like it's just good because the mayor knew, as any good politician, you just need one person to sign up for this, and other people will follow.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like a good politician. He knew what to do. He's like, hey, like you said, you're gonna find someone that gullible, and the rest will follow.
And in 30 seconds, everybody followed.
Well, the idea is that people wanted to go in the water, and because Hank did it, it's okay that the rest do it now. That idea, like, and
Right.
I mean, again, to be fair, the idea with the shark might get one of us, but the rest of us will get out, so it'll be okay.
Yeah, the shark's not going to get all of us. The shark doesn't have an Uzi. It's not going to spray the joint. Like,
The shark's just gonna get Hank, and we'll be all good.
Oh, dumb Hank went in. Oh, well, dumb Hank looks like a seal, so I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm not from poor Hank.
I think dumb
Daggone
Hank
Hank.
ends up like somebody ends up knocking over a kid and almost like squishing them in the water because they're running for their life. They do show some scenes like that, people getting
Is
trapped.
that dumb Hank who did it?
Is he the one who steals?
No,
boys'
the guy
raft?
was-
I thought he was.
Like, what do you?
No,
I thought the same guy.
With a
Bigger.
raft.
He was
You're
like bigger and bald.
Oh, okay.
But I just thought that was funny when there's a kid on the raft and the guy just picks up the kid. And I don't think it was his kid, and just takes the raft and just starts swimming away.
Well, yeah, there was another one where like one of the guys bulldozed over the two little girls on one of the floaties too.
Oh, see,
I was just
Fear.
like, why?
you can't trust men.
But fear works. Like, you know, when they
Choose
do, because
for
they see the
anything.
fake shark, or what they think is a real shark, they see the fin, which turns out to just be two kids being stupid. And I do like it when the kids get caught. He's like, he made me do it, he made me do it.
That had
And-
to be his older brother or something.
Totally.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
Totally.
the fact that because of them doing that, it then leads to the shark getting into the lagoon and killing somebody.
Yeah,
Because
it
because I mean, at the time you have all these boats out, you have freaking snipers out, like they're hunting this shark. If it comes, they're going to shoot it. It's like how you probably would kill a shark if you're trying to, you know, protect the beach. And like the fact that because of their dumb move,
They just pull back automatically.
well, no, they're busy with that. So when the woman yells "shark, shark in the bed" or "shark in the leg,"
Yeah, she
pond,"
did.
whatever she says,
Yeah. Fuck her.
they don't pay attention. Even Chief Brody doesn't run at first until his wife is like, "You do know your son's in that pond," and then he starts to kind of move, but he doesn't. He's like, "What now?" Like the boy that cried wolf. It's that all the
I
attention
was just gonna say that.
is taken off, and if they hadn't been, if the kids wouldn't have been stupid, you wouldn't have had that guy that just gets eaten just because he's in the way. I mean, essentially why I got eaten. Otherwise,
Collateral damage.
the son would have been killed. Brody's son would have been murdered had it not been for the guy just on his boat going, "Hey guys, you should put up your sail."
Rest in peace, boatman.
But it's a very shocking scene to see him get eaten. I mean, he gets eaten quick too, and you just have the
Oh, yeah.
blood.
Hungry.
Well, how did the kids not see the shark coming up behind them? They were looking right at him because the guy was talking to them, saying, "Hey, you better get out. You know what you guys doing?" I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but he was talking to them.
It seemed like he was upset that they were in his way or something.
Or yeah, something like that.
You know what the problem here's I can explain this very easily. Kids are oblivious to everything going around them. They live in, my son is 8 and I love my son very much. He is oblivious. I could absolutely see him and his dopey friends on a boat playing around with some nonsense while a shark approaches and not even seeing it, not even registering danger 50 feet away. Ride reads perfect to me.
Yeah, now when I stop to think about it, my 12-year-old is pretty ditzy too.
Right. You know, there's a shiny object that has taken their attention and they can't see death swimming closer.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah, totally.
But it's just a good scene. The guy gets eaten and the shark just swims back out. Nobody even really does anything.
What are they gonna do?
Hunt
You know,
it?
they were just staring. Though it pans out to where you can see the boys on the boat and they're screaming, and it's just a lady laying on the beach going, "Huh? What is that?" And he can barely hear the screaming in the background. And then everybody's just kind of gathered around and is watching after that.
They don't
It's just-
care. They're not in the water.
I guess the beach finally gets closed at this point, though. After you have 3 murders.
Gee, I sure hope it does.
You call it
Like-
murder when a shark eats a person?
I don't know. You get killed by an animal. I don't know if it's considered murder.
It's an animal.
Technically not, because murder implies intent,
Okay.
and most animals don't have intent, except for Jaws.
Right.
Jaws is
has intent.
Yeah.
Jaws has agency and intent.
This fucking shark.
Unless you're like a I don't know, like a villain in a bad fantasy movie where you throw something to like a pit of vipers or like to a lion's cage or something. That would be murder.
Okay.
But other than that,
This
So
is
what about
just.
those three-ass dolphins out there?
dolphins with laser beams attached. Oh, sharks with laser beams attached to their heads. Damn it.
Wait, isn't that a movie?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes. That's not how it is.
There's a lot of dumb shark movies out there. I've seen a few, unfortunately, but there's a lot.
I could
Great
not stomach Sharknado. That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It's meant to be.
I refuse to even watch it.
There's
I-
3 of them.
I couldn't even believe they came out with the first one.
I know.
I just
The shark's in the tornado. That's it. I'm done.
Blame this movie. I'm sure this movie played a reason why that happened. So
No.
I mean, there somewhere in Florida they said something where like a tornado picked up alligators. So I mean, maybe they found the concept for that, or was it after they made the movie?
fucking Florida.
Yeah, fucking Florida. Because I saw
know.
something about that where it's all the hurricane or tornado picked up an alligator. Now it's on my roof in my backyard or something.
Well, I suppose alligators can be the size of small sharks, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can kill you, too.
So can
Yeah.
sharks.
Yeah, but a shark goes, you got to go in the water. Alligator will chase you on land. Maybe not very far, but it can chase you on land.
Nom, nom, nom.
So, or if you walk into the pond, it will eat you. So,
That's how they get rid of bodies.
sure they do. I'm sure people have.
Or they just let an alligator eat a poor old woman that wandered away from her home.
That did happen.
Her supposedly senior home.
Yes, that did happen. It's in the papers. I heard about it in my. But
Oh, I
Is it
thought we
one
were
of your
talking about Lake
No.
Placid for a second. I was all like, what?
no, it's,
That
yeah.
really happened?
Somewhere it wasn't Florida. I think it was Georgia or somewhere. There was a senior community where a woman with dementia got out and wandered in with alligators and then got eaten.
Oh, God.
That's
So
awful.
it was in the news. That's the only reason why I know about it. So
I don't watch the news.
no, I don't, but I heard about it.
Oh, okay.
So that's neither here nor there. I do like the part when they have the son in shock. The way they show it, I think, is really good. That like to build up more of that tension and fear. Because after this happens, after this guy gets killed, the son is injured in the hospital. Like the movie is a bit slow for a little bit, and I think you need that. You need that calming time to get you ready for what's coming. And I
There's
think
a lot of sorry.
does it beautifully. Oh, you're good.
Yeah, there's lots of ebbs and flows once we get to that point. And I really do love this because this is basically the end of the mayor's arc. Like, this is the end of the mayor in this movie, pretty much. Because after this moment, we are on the boat with Quinn and I keep saying Hopper. Hooper.
That's
I keep
fine.
saying Hopper because my wife's watching Stranger Things again. I think it's Hopper.
I blame Mike.
Don't give
that's-
Steve ideas, please.
This is the end of the mayor's arc, and I love the way this ends. And the actor who plays the mayor, oh gosh, now my Murray Hamilton, who plays the mayor, great actor. He plays this fantastic, where he is so shaken by what's happened because now he sees it. Like he sees this another little boy was almost killed, and I love that moment when he says, "My son was on the beach. My son was on that beach," and he has this kind of moment where he realizes, oh damn, I took the town finances ahead of safety, and he's wrestling with this. Like he's trying to work this out in his brain real time, and all the while the chief is just basically saying, just hey, do you have a pen? Do you have a pen? Here, sign this. Sign this. It's a really great conclusion for the mayor, which we're basically halfway, and we're only halfway through. We got 45 more minutes left in this movie. And we are now at the point where we're on the big Moby Dick style fish chase. But I really love that moment. It's again a really good way to kind of close off the mayor's arc.
Like seeing Quinn's house when Larry goes up when they go to hire him. Everything with it, all the shark teeth he has throughout the place. Like they do a good job of showing this is a experienced, skilled in quotations shark hunter.
And they should be pretty confident. He's got some
Pretty damn
trophies on his
fucking
wall. They should be feeling pretty good about rolling out with good old
He is
Quinn.
drunk as hell.
Oh, constantly.
Yeah, he is.
The
Constantly.
whole time.
That's unfortunate. Robert Shaw did have a drinking problem
Yes, he did.
during this
Oh.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't just the character.
No, I mean, I'm sure part of it was,
They
but
still let him be in the movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's constantly drinking?
I mean,
it was a different time.
I mean,
Okay,
Donald
fine,
Pleasance
Keith.
same way.
Yeah, Donald Pleasance had a big old problem
yeah, when he was doing Halloween, right?
when he was doing anything, really.
Oh, okay.
Anything. Yeah. Robert Shaw passed away, I think, 3 years after filming of this. So
Oh, that's young.
yeah. He was up there, but still.
51. He wasn't that old.
No, it's not.
He looks a lot older. Wow,
Yeah, he's
51. I didn't see that.
Alcohol.
I didn't Yeah, I know.
That'll
Yeah.
do it.
That will do it. Trust me.
He was in a bunch more movies though before he died. He did 9 movies after Jaws. That he was
Wow.
so
I know.
yeah,
Probably
writer in
released
one of
after
them.
maybe,
But
yeah.
so he did a lot.
He's like, I know my life is coming to an end.
But no, I mean the actor played a better job. I mean, played a great job of portraying a drunk. I didn't realize he actually was drinking on the set, but it worked. I mean, I feel like it also fit the trauma of the character because as the movie progresses and they're on the boat and everything goes on with them at sea, you have a really, really good character scene when all 3 of the men are sitting in the boat at night and they're comparing their scars and their wounds. I mean, that is such a good little scene when they're just singing together a song that I had no idea what the hell that song was. But it was so it's so touching. And then all of a sudden, at the same time, when Richard Dreyfuss is banging on the table, you have the shark banging on the boat too, trying to break it, and they don't realize what's happening right away.
Bugged me because in order for him to do that, wouldn't he have to swim backwards?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Sharks can't swim backwards, and he was swimming backwards in this movie, so that irritated me.
Hey, they can in Deep Blue Sea, right?
Was he maybe swimming slower and the boat was going past them? That's a very good question. I don't know.
No, well, the boat was moving.
Oh, that could have been, and then he would just
bang it, wait.
He would just come up. Yeah. There you go. Good job, Bill.
You helped her out. She was very upset about this.
It's been debunked.
Is this? Are we now after his what I consider one of the best monologues in film? Which is
right. It's right here. It's after they compare scars, or right before they compare scars.
Yep.
But
Yep.
The shark is still trying to beat the boat up while he's telling the story.
Yeah.
Or is it right after?
It's right before. Because after the boat gets beaten up, that's when things start going to hell.
Right. So I don't want to. I would love to do a side episode on my show or anyone's show really, where me and Ken Sanity just spend a half an hour talking about this 3.5 minute scene because I really do believe.
Oh my God, the conversations.
And Ken, only you and I would listen to it. Nobody else is concerned about art because I want to dissect like every. This is one of my favorite monologues in movies. Like this is up there with End of Rambo. I'll put this up against a lot of famous. I'll put up against most movies. I adore this monologue. It is delivered with perfection. It is dripping. It's every word means something and tells the story. And Robert Shaw does this beautifully. I literally want to spend a half an hour and just talk about this 3.5 minute scene because it is so glorious. It gives me chills every time I listen to it, and it changes the whole temperature of the movie.
All right, I'll make this even better for you then. Robert Shaw wrote that monologue.
Really?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He did not like it the way it was originally scripted, so he rewrote it. And the authors of the screenplay, including the author of the book, were like, "Yeah, I guess that's better."
Yeah, man.
Heated.
Oof. I mean, again, I'm not going to go on and on and on about it, but it is one of my favorite monologues in film, and it's just beautifully. And now that just takes it up another notch for me because wow, it's really stunning.
I mean, and it's based on a real event too that happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Indianapolis.
I don't know if that maybe as many people died as he. I think he was. I don't think he was wrong when he says some people get eaten by sharks. But I remember hearing somewhere, I couldn't find it because I didn't look very hard, that apparently somebody who was related to a person that died on that ship in real life didn't know what happened to them because the government just said they died. We can't tell you. Yeah. And it wasn't until this movie in '75 that she finally found out what happened.
Oh my God! Imagine that. You find out.
I mean, and I guess she thanked them. She's like, "Thanks to you, I finally know what happened." Because I mean, not surprising, the government didn't say, and it means this is pre-internet. There's no internet, so not like you can go and just search something. And I'm assuming this wasn't in the newspapers because it's classified, so they can't publish it or know about it.
He has that one line in there where he says something to the effect of, "And no one was coming for us because no one knew we were doing whatever it was." Like, oh my God, just that harrowing
scene till like a week later.
I mean, it's a deep scene too. It's so well done. I didn't know he wrote it. That's really cool that he wrote it though. He delivers it perfectly.
He delivers it perfectly, almost like casually telling his story, but there's so much emotion behind it.
Yeah, and alcohol probably too, which fits the scene because he's drinking. I mean, he's drinking on the boat. Like you see him drink the beer, and he crushes it. Like a little scene. I mean, little stuff like that. But again, I think it fits. It fits the character. Now we know it fits the actor. Unfortunately, too, what he was going through.
Yeah.
But
that's all we get.
Oh, I was thinking that at one point when they're first starting to fish and they get the bite on the hook and he straps himself to the fishing pole, and all I could think of is like, is that a good idea? No. Couldn't the shark just pull? I thought he'd get pulled in the water. That would be the end of him. That's not.
Gonna hold on to the railing on the boat.
Well, again, they're not expecting a movie monster to come and snatch him from the boat. That is an actual thing for fisher people where they will strap themselves to the prow, and that is I believe that's actually a thing.
It is usually in like the big sport fishing stuff, like your marlins and whatnot. You'll see that.
Okay.
Because you probably physically can't reel something in like that.
No, I mean that's what I was thinking too. It's like, how are you going to be able to pull? Like, I don't think a human's going to be strong enough to fight that.
Not even.
No, like it's a
That's why you
giant
brace it.
animal.
Yeah, that's why you have that brace. He puts these and again, just the patience of the filmmaking. Good God, just big film dork vibes all over this thing. I'm just like the patience in which you hear that the very, and again, this has been a Spielberg hallmark too. You know, thudding of the foot in Jurassic Park, right? Like these little noises that clue you into something's about to happen. He's very, very good at generating suspense through that, and then that click of the reel.
That's what I was gonna say, because that part really got to me. It was like, because it's when he like zoomed in and you know it's gonna happen, and you can just see that slight look at it, and he's all, "I got you." Just with that look, that's what he says in a way, like it's on, motherfucker. That's what I saw, and then slowly strapping himself into that thing. I loved that part. I love that part. Sorry.
So well, no, it's fine. I mean, it's so well done. I mean, another scene on this boat that I knew of it because of the zeitgeist, and I've seen it. Like when he's doing the chum, and he's just all happy, like, you should make him do the chum, and he's not even looking. He just throws the chum on top of the shark and goes, "Oh shit!" And that's when he goes,
around.
"We need a bigger boat."
I think we need a big.
You know, such a good
He was all calm
everything.
about it. I'd be freaking out.
I mean, you're on a little boat in the middle of the ocean.
I'd still be.
They still had a radio at this point.
But why did he break that? He didn't want to share the money, or what?
That's what I thought. Ken, what's your opinion on that?
I think it's his Captain Ahab moment.
Okay.
Like, all right, this shark's going down. We're here. I'm going to get it. Nobody else is going to take this from me. All glory to Quint.
Yep, this is a full out Ahab moment. You're 100%. That's exactly how I read it.
Oh, I didn't think about it. There's probably two of them, too, because he makes that mistake, and then later on, he makes a mistake where he pushes the engine too hard and won't listen to them.
No, neither of them were mistakes. He did it on purpose.
They were mistakes. They just were purpose mistakes. Still be a mistake.
I guess so.
No, he became obsessed with the shark. He just said, I need to defeat this creature. Yeah, it's a full on Ahab moment. Yeah.
I did not think about that. Okay.
I've never read that book.
I haven't either, nor will I, but I know what it is.
Yeah, I get it.
But no, I mean my main experience with Moby Dick and any of that is the Pagemaster. So that movie.
Macaulay.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I had it on VHS and watched it all the
I
time.
love that movie.
I did too. I haven't seen it in years.
We're not covering.
I went
I
and bought
went.
it on CD when I found it. I was so happy. I made my kids watch it.
So
Were they like, "Mom, what the hell?"
is that a real thing then to shoot the shark with barrels, like to have floating barrels on him? I'm guessing.
I mean, yeah.
Isn't it a way to track it, or was
It's
it
a way to
to
keep it
track
close to the surface.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a way.
it to float?
It's a way to keep the shark close to the surface. It's that, and that's the idea behind it. I believe that is a real thing. I don't know. I am not a fisher person, but that was the intention, was to keep it buoyant, because when they do the third barrel, I think Quinn comments, no shark could do 3 barrels. No shark could drag down 3 barrels, because that the idea is to keep the shark on the water. Yeah, and also keep an eye on where it's at.
Yeah.
But this shark is not your regular shark. It's not even a salsa shark.
My guess is also would tire out the animal too. Is that? I mean, yeah. Plus, you got a freaking spear in your body. Like that ain't gonna feel good.
Just a scratch. It's
You shoot him in the fins. I mean, they shoot him with a gun for a couple parts, and he just keeps going.
an animatronic shark. It's not gonna die.
Yeah.
But this is when the movie really turns into a monster movie, because now we've crossed the line from this being a natural terror to just being an aquatic monster. And I am super here for that. I am that is perfectly fine. I do not mind the way sharks are treated in this movie, because this is not standard shark. This is a evil monster shark that doesn't exist. So
This
I'm
shark
super
said
fine.
something bad about your mom. It's
Totally.
something bad about that girl in high school that you still think about.
Yup.
Like,
This shark is on the
Smack.
This shark is on the neighborhood Facebook page and the next door page, complaining about the height of your grass. This shark is doing all the evil stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, awful shark. Shark's a dick.
Okay, shark bad. Got it.
They do it so good the way they shoot it, like this fight with the shark, with them shooting the hook into him, tying the ropes, him cutting the ropes, like everything that just keeps happening. It's such a good way to make it work. And I was watching one of my YouTube videos where it talked about they couldn't show the shark that much because it didn't look good, so it kept breaking down. But because they can't show it, it adds so much more to the fear.
So good.
It's just like Alien.
Yes, which we'll be talking about soon, actually, by the way, Ken. Soon.
Oh.
Ooh, what?
You just made them excited. I take it you both are going to be on there.
Yes, that's the plan.
Wait, did you tell them that?
No.
Oh.
No? Okay.
It's supposed to be about the most recent one, or just Alien in general?
Wait, sorry, say that again?
I want to put
I said this is supposed to be about the most recent one, or just Alien in general?
Oh, no. Ken and I are aged people. We talk about old stuff. None of this newfangled nonsense you can see in theaters. No. We will talk about the original.
Okay, well...
I'm teasing, of course.
Man.
Swine.
Yeah, basically.
When you see the part where
I am totally teasing. I'm sorry.
The shark bites the rope, it looks a little fake, but I still like it. It does look kind of fake, but I still really like it.
But I always try to put myself in the situation of sitting in the movie theater in 1975? 1975 on the screen with a theater full of people. You're not seeing the gears and the mechanisms and the bolts in the monster space. You are just immersed in this situation. And I'm telling you, even on a high def screen, probably even on Blu-ray, I think the effects still hold up as far as just the tension. And the movie has done really good work in establishing the characters. We now have spent a lot of time with this group of guys. They've bonded. They're singing sailing songs about Spanish ladies, drinking. They are now a team. They don't love each other, but they're still a team on a mission, and you really feel for what's about to happen. It's just great filmmaking.
One scene that really hits me, like that, when it kind of like the tear is definitely there when Hooper, whatever the hell his name is, when he goes in the shark cage and goes in the water, because they're like, what are we gonna do? He's like, well, I got this syringe I can shove in his mouth and tranquilize him and kill him that way. So, does
that really work underwater?
I mean, if you shot it in, like the idea that you loaded the spear gun, then you point as he tries to bite the cage, you shove the gun in his mouth and pull the trigger. I mean, it will work. It's going to hit flesh one way or the other.
Yeah.
A lot of flesh to hit, so.
It's in there somewhere.
I mean, there's no Kevin Sorbo Hercules, so he can rip out of. So you got to do something. That happens in one of the movies. It was great. I liked those TV movies when I was a kid. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I like the one with.
I don't like Kevin Sorbo anymore, but I did like those movies back then.
Yeah, speaking of people haven't aged well.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He was. Yeah. That's another one where I was. At one time, I wanted to meet him so bad and get a picture with him, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm good now. I don't need to meet you anymore, sir. Like, I'm good.
I'd still probably.
Was it Meet the Spartans? Was that it?
No, it's
no.
Oh
boy.
Other things.
Boy.
He joined a cult. That's my problem with him. So we'll leave it at that. But the whole shark cage thing, when you see Jaws just rip apart that shark cage, and how quickly he just demolishes that thing like it's just a toy, like. It's great.
I don't understand this because he's the one that keeps saying it's a 25-foot shark. It's gonna, it could eat everybody. And then he goes down in this little metal cage, very positive that he's gonna shoot a thing in the.
Well, then he drops the fucking syringe and then hides.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie.
Right, he does.
He hides while they fight. And then the boat is
in the water.
I mean, I know you don't really have much to show you. And the boat is sinking. Like, as you watch that boat sink, they got to know they're fucked. I mean, yes, they're not that far from land, but
Quint doesn't think so.
Quint is Moby Dick. Is Moby Dick. What's the guy? Ahab.
Ahab.
Yeah. I mean, he's so focused on it, like he doesn't even care. Like, doesn't he? Like, I mean, I guess when the boat starts broken, that's when he falls into the shark's mouth and gets eaten.
It falls.
I mean, he does fall. The boat gets tilt by the big shark face, and he goes inside the shark face. And then the shark, you're like, he's still alive. Oh, there goes his leg. Oh, there goes the rest of him. That's what you were saying as this movie was happening.
Did I? Oh,
yeah.
Not alive anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. You were like, oh, he's still okay. He might live. Oh, nope, he's done.
I knew he died. I don't know why I was saying that.
I don't know why you were either, but first it was a leg, then it was a stomach. Oh, and just good foreshadowing, because earlier in this movie, you do see the air tanks. And they almost fall. And the guy's like, "Hey, this could blow us up." And they make a comment like, "We could feed us to the shark." And he's like, "Well, I didn't see him eat a rocket share once." And it just the fact that comes back, because when Brody doesn't know what the fuck to do, he shoves the the metal canister of oxygen in the shark's mouth, and you just like when you see the shark coming at him in the very last scene of that, you can see all the Quinn bits in his teeth as he's chomping on the metal coming towards him. There's all flesh in those teeth. He just got done eating Quinn, so we know who it is.
Beautiful.
Quinn.
Yeah.
Good guy.
And it's so tense and so just beautifully made. So good.
I like him just nom 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 on the chain as he's like swimming. He's like,
what am I gonna do? This damn thing in my mouth? I'm like,
just trying to give you a kiss, you know.
You want to say hi to your friend?
But I mean, that's gotta be like, I do like it that it takes him like what 4 or 5 shots before he finally gets it. I think that was good too. That it isn't one, that they really make it build that suspense.
oh, you son of a bitch.
Well, had he missed again, he was about to be dead, and he knew it because the boat he was on it's almost gone. He's on like the last bit of it.
I'm amazed that little prow or the top of that boat still remains upright. Like I mean, it wasn't going to for much longer. Luckily, they found the last 2 barrels and were able to fashion a quick raft. But all of that is my worst nightmare too. Like on a sinking, the idea of being on a sinking boat is so scary and so terrifying to me. Like when he's inside the boat itself, I'm sure. Yeah, again, well documented on the show. That is so scary. Even like the filling up, like oh god, not good. No,
it bothers me too because they're far enough away from land. It's going to be a bitch to get back to land, even with their raft. It's still going to be a bitch because tides can mess you up. Like everything. Like I mean, they definitely make a comment. Oh, the tide's in our favor. Like
keep kicking, keep swimming.
Keep kicking,
Keep swimming.
Like it just to me that's horrifying too. Just being out there in the water.
Oh yeah, you can get like easily misturned if you don't know which way or natural compass or anything.
Ocean.
I just especially like if it gets dark, I'm dead. I'm done.
Yeah.
Right.
I would not be able to even look down or anywhere because it would be pitch fucking dark.
Well, you're also dehydrating more ways than one.
Yeah, and you can't drink the water, so yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
All I thought of Sid is, we have water. Salty.
I do like how Hopper comes up, right? Hooper comes up right after all the murder has happened, after the shark's been blown up. He must have seen it in the water and go, oh, now it's safe for me to swim up. I was like, had the shark not been killed, what are you going to do? Just hang out down here and be like, well, I guess I can swim. I mean, the shark eventually would be like, there were 3 idiots on this boat. I ate 2. Where's that third?
That's what he's thinking.
I know you're here somewhere.
Play Marco Polo with the shark. He's all
hey, if he's bleeding, he's really fucked. But it never shows him bleeding, so he'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
But no, I just really. But I like how the movie ends with them swimming, and then you see the beach, and then you start seeing credits, but you never see them get to the beach. And I think that's just a amazing way to close out this film.
Did they open it up for number 2, or
I
mean, did they know they were going to do a second one?
No, I don't think so. Because sequels were looked down upon at this time.
Well,
I think we were supposed to basically think that they made it no matter what. I like to believe the shark came back and just killed them right before they got to the beach. Not every movie needs a happy ending, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Not horror movies.
we have a final girl in here. We have a final guy.
That's probably why I don't like it as much.
That would be nice.
Well, okay.
Are the final guys, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should talk about this. Would you call this movie horror? A lot of people do. But
I do.
I find it more thriller than horror, to be honest.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree as well.
Like, scary, but more suspenseful than scary.
Very suspenseful. Oh, man.
For example, if Jaws was made today, not a remake, if it was made today with today's technology, they would call it, I'm pretty sure they would call it elevated horror because of the way that it was made.
That's, yeah.
It'd be Jaws with 3 V's instead of a W, right? Jaws.
Oh, God.
They can't have 3 V's, it's already double V. Oh, no, double U, never mind.
Oh, my God.
Wait, no, French double V, never mind.
That's fair.
A friend of mine once told me the definition, the way to tell thriller from horror. And I may have mentioned it on the show before, but it's something that's always stuck with me. And there are about 1 billion different cases that prove this wrong. But a thriller is when the protagonist is looking for a killer. The horror movie is when the killer is looking for the protagonist.
Ooh, yeah, that's interesting. That's
And
interesting.
like I said, a billion different ways to refute that, a billion different movies that'll be like, no, that's not true. But it's a good rule of thumb for trying to figure out the
I
difference.
like that, actually.
Yeah.
I still consider it a horror movie.
Horror/thriller.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a thriller, but the fact is, this is a real thing kind of could happen to you. There are sharks out there.
It terrified a whole generation. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well, Wikipedia, the source of all truth in the universe, says this is a thriller film. So there it is.
Google.
I could go edit it right now and say that it's a horror film. I don't trust Wikipedia.
The source of all truth, Mr. Sanity.
And feel free to put in, see the game my mom found for full review. Try that.
Yes.
Welcome to that too, please.
Yes.
Oh my God! Yes,
Technically,
please.
yes.
I do
I
that
think
for
they
Steam game.
frown
Whenever
on
I
that.
Steam game, I always put in the comments. Whether anyone reads it, I don't know. But maybe somebody out there will find the show because I wrote it in a Steam review.
Wait. What do you do with this? Hang on.
Whenever I do Steam games and I'll say, do you recommend this? Do you want to review it? I type in a little review and I always put, see full review, check out podcast games my mom found.
That's cool. Good for you. Good
I
for
don't know if
you.
it does anything, but hey, never know.
Hey, you know what? You're planting seeds. You never know. That's good for you.
I'm also
like
trying to get myself where more Google algorithm will find this show, which actually it does pretty well if you Google it.
It's a happening thing.
There we go.
Me, you'll still find the show, but not as there's other Michael Albertins out there. But Game My Mom Found, you'll find the show immediately.
Surprise.
I'm not surprised about the first name. Every time I talk to Michael, hey, there's another one of us.
You know you're not the only Albertin family out there.
I know.
Right?
I found out actually not that long
I'm
ago,
just
but
checking.
so
They're all from Wisconsin.
they were too. I thought it was pretty funny, Ken. It wasn't Milwaukee, but somewhere else. I was talking to someone. They're like, "Yeah, I know Albertins." They weren't related to me, but I'm like, I have never heard anyone else with my last name.
Interesting.
I was like, there's a whole bunch of them in Wisconsin. I'm like, huh, you don't say. All right, anything else you guys want to say about the movie before we go to Shelf Stacker Box?
It's all about the shark. About the shark.
Oh my God! Please,
No
no.
distractions?
No. It's about the baby sharks. Remember?
No.
No.
What about the baby shark?
No.
What?
I will log off right now.
Not it.
All right, let's go to Shelf Stacker Box. And Tiffany, since you are the reason why I ended up watching this movie, why don't you go first?
I'm gonna say probably Stack. I mean, for me it didn't quite hold up as much as I wanted it to. I was so excited to watch it, but I'm like, but I still like it. It's a really good movie, so I think I'll do Stack.
All right. I'll go next. I'm also going to put this in the stack, too. I enjoyed it. I'm really happy it's finally something I watched. I don't want to watch any of the sequels. I can tell you that right now. I have no interest in the sequels.
I'm about to watch Jaws 2.
You can watch Jaws 2. I have no interest. But I'm glad I watched it, and I did enjoy it. Just wasn't as much fun as some movies for me. So go into the stack. Mario.
For me, it would be Shelf. Only because, not because I think it's a good movie, because it is a good movie, but it's because it's one of those movies that you have to own, like Scarface or Godfather, whether you like it or not. It's like one of those movies where you have to own it. That's
Fair.
why.
Ken.
Well, for a first-time view, I gotta put this on the shelf. I mean, you could watch this movie today and learn so much about film structure from this movie. I don't have this in my physical collection, but I want to now. Like, I've never really given much thought to buying Jaws before, but now I kind of need to.
I'm
Like,
really
it's-
surprised.
Yeah, like Spielberg's hit or miss for me. So like, I watched a shark, whatever. I don't like killer animal movies, but it was more than that. You know, like it wasn't just the story of a killer shark. It was a story of a town. It was a story of family. Story of somebody who doesn't feel like he fits in his new job taking care of these people, and all butting heads with the people that he's going to have to deal with in the line of his work. Like, it's a story about a lot of different things, not just a shark.
And Bill.
I am annoyed that I spent $4 to watch this last night when I could have just bought the Blu-ray for $10. So, and I am, as we speak, searching this out because you can get the Blu-ray, DVD. Oh, remember digital copy? Remember the digital copy? That was a big hotness 10 years ago. Like you can get it on your iPod or something, the digital copy. Anyway, I'm going to get, I should own this movie in some sort of collector's edition. This is a shelf for sure. Everything Ken said was basically what I would say too. It's a marvel of movie making, and it's a beautifully crafted movie. And this is a film that has Just no fat on it, and it's just this trim, exceptional experience. And again, it contains one of my favorite monologues in movies. So yeah, this is a stone cold shelf for me.
All right.
And Sierra.
It would be a shelf movie for me. I think I'm saying it right. I haven't done this, obviously.
Here you go.
But
Shelf being something you love, stack being in the middle, and box being something you dislike.
well, okay, then I would have it as a stack because, like, for me, it's what kind of started my love for shark movies, except for Sharknado. I refuse to even watch that one. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
We'll watch it together.
Okay, someone can hold my hand as I cringe through the movie. That's basically what it'll probably be. But I love shark movies. I like trying to watch a lot of new and different ones. So to me, this is what started it. So I have to have it, but it's not my everyday kind of go-to movie. Not all the time, but like Bill and Ken said, it's one of the ones I like to go to kind of like, not how I'm trying to say, it's like appreciate how they did all of the movie aesthetics and just for that time, everything basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a time capsule because like I wanted to go into film too for a while, but I'd done some classes, so it was another one that we had to watch to learn how they did certain things, the angles and stuff like that. So it's one of those like, but I gotta have it.
It's a must watch. It really is.
Yeah.
Especially if you're someone that's trying to analyze film and review film. This is something that needed to be on a podcast. It needed to be seen. I still can't get over, Ken, that you've never seen this. I'm just surprised.
Oh my God.
And stay tuned for Ken and Bill talks about one scene for a half an hour. Probably not on this podcast or mine, but
Hey, if you want to
somewhere we'll
record
make
it, I will publish it. So, hey, I will even be there if you want me to. But I would.
Because you'd just be
I would
sitting
love
and
to
listening
watch
it
that.
up.
Yeah.
And you'd just be annoying.
How can you say that? I'm not surprised. I've heard it
Wow.
before. All right, we should go to plugs. And
Yes.
Bill, where can people find you at?
Oh, hi. I do a podcast entitled The Gamer Looks at 40, where myself and a bunch of fellow old people, and some people who are not as old, I should say, talk about the video games that shaped us and kind of why we love this medium. And every main episode can have up to 12 or 14 different people on it, all just telling stories about how the games they love shape them and why they love the games they love. It's more about the heart and soul of the medium as opposed to nuts and bolts. So if this is the first time you've heard me talk about this, wow, I've said this plug at least 100 times, and no kidding, probably 100 times at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, go to a gamer looks at 40.com. All of my everything is there, and thank you as always for having me.
Of course. And Ken, do you have something to plug?
Yeah, actually, you can find my film writings on kennethsanity.wordpress.com. Also coming before the end of the year, you will get my film podcast.
Yay!
More details about that will be coming out as we get closer to the release, but it's finally happening.
Yes! Excellent. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's great. I'm really happy to hear that.
I'm glad. I should keep track of how many people I've inspired to podcast. I'm just kind
People-
of curious.
That's true. He actually has.
There's quite a few. Make cool stuff, people. If you're out there listening at this point, just make things. Make cool stuff. Damn it. I'm so glad to hear that, Ken. That's really great.
I am too. And Mario.
You can find Sierra and I at Biased Gaming on Spotify and Facebook, as well as Biased Gaming Cosplay as well.
This is a
Speaking
Discord
of
too.
making cool stuff.
Yeah,
there.
cool stuff. Yeah, but because like I said, because of Mike, because I got stuck listening to his stuff when I used to work at the Animal Kennels, like I said. So he's like, you know what? If he could do it, why can't I?
I mean, hey, it just takes a microphone, or not even that.
Your wife to kick you in the butt.
It takes that, yes.
That's true.
Oh,
me.
God, yes. Well,
Alright,
that
have
with
you-
the podcasting and his cosplaying. So
I know she's starting to help me with it now. Now she's painting it, like hand painting it, while I just do spray painting it and the crafting together myself.
yes.
I agree.
Mike gets to do it himself.
All right, if you enjoyed this episode, over 650 other episodes of this podcast, you can find everything we do on Podbean. We are currently in the beginning. We're in Spooktober, so you can go listen to all our horror stuff that's coming out at this time. If you want to support the show, we do a Patreon. Little dog vote in our Patreon poll. You will see a link in the show notes. And we have a Discord. Please join our Discord. Chat with us. We're always happy to have new people join us. And want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy to Helena at Hell Has Fury. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. You will see a link to her link tree in the show notes. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, but we can be found on all those things. And rate and review us wherever you get your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say, so we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Farewell and adieu to you fine Spanish ladies.
Okay, cut it off. Cut it right there.